be playing some Close Combat that's coming out in a couple of days, I believe. Should be, I think, the 3rd, and I believe today's the 1st. So get ready for that. Just going to give everybody a few minutes to sort of gather around and be ready to watch. Hey Lanzer, hey Pino, how you guys doing? And Mike Bravo, hello. Ah, Unknown, good to see you guys here. It's been a little while. It's very good to be back. Okay, well, as you can see from the screen, we're looking at playing Sicily. From the American side, yeah, I know you can switch to playing the German or Axis side. I think you also get to play Italians and whatnot. But we're going to come from here. Okay, so as we can see, it's July 1943. We're doing the Sicily invasion. This is just off the top of my head, and I'm sure most of you know this stuff. The Allies had been doing a lot of attempts at misdirection to, are they going to be landing in Greece, which I think is more Churchill's desire, or are they going to land out in Corsica? So Germany and Italy, because they were guarding all these places, had to spread their forces out. Hello, Lum. How you doing, my friend? And Grey Knight's here also. Very good. So they had to spread their forces out and couldn't concentrate their forces, but of course the landing forces could. So we're going to look at this, and again we're playing as, and let's do SLI for this playthrough. The big red one, the 1st Infantry Division, the Bloody First as also known. Okay, leading the American sector of the 1st Division will land at Gela Bay and advance across Sicily alongside Canadian British troops. Will the Italians resist fiercely? German troops eagerly defend Italian soil. Okay, Operation Husky is underway after victory in Tunisia, letting off some considerable steam in Oran. The big red one saddled up and shipped off. Okay, so our job here is to attack. I know many of you have been watching a lot of the preview videos, both on Slitherine and various other very good channels, and I have learned from them as well. This is a definitely company scale at best sort of game, down to the maneuver units to basically fire teams. You are on the offensive, you have the initiative, you will decide the pace and timing of your attack. Then the enemy can only seize initiative from you by forcing you to retreat from the map. Okay, so that is our orders. Situation report after landing. Yeah, we already sort of get Italian resistance has been sporadic. Okay, so as you can see here, the lower quarter of the map is totally ours. The next quarter is disputed, and the top half is German or Axis controlled. And it looks like the Axis may have an airstrike, which could be a problem. Now, we have 9 main force units and 2 support units. One thing I want to do, I like particularly, is having mortars. I like indirect fire. It's not so much that I'm an artillery officer at heart, it just, I always want that as a sort of base of support. Now, I have played through the first couple of battles or missions, and I think we want an assault team set up. Again, this is why I say sort of fire teams will come down and do this. And basically what this is doing is splitting this squad up and giving part of the squad a submachine gun as well as other equipment, some smoke grenades and whatnot. Now, what was official and what happened varies a lot during the war. What is official is these squads are made up of what is in essence a two of these units. One BAR. By the end of the war, they're adding more BARs to the team, but early on, one BAR. And then they're split up into two fire teams, the BAR team and the rifle team. So that's sort of what we have. But they've either unofficially or officially more later on, we're adding submachine guns to this. So this is going to be this. So we'll get in. Hello, Van Bishop. Good to have you here. Okay, now this is the setup phase. Now, okay. Don't know how much role playing you want to do, but we have Lieutenant Banks is in charge of this operation, or in command, I should maybe say. But we have Sergeant Wells is probably the most experienced guy here. Now, Lieutenant Banks, he sees what he needs to take here is this ridge and this Husky house. I guess they're calling that after the Husky invasions. Now, like I say, I have played it, and we know that there's enemy here. So we want to be able to put, he wants to be able to put fire support there. So he's going to, let's see, we're going to, where is the 50 cal? Where is the 50 cal? I love the 50 cal. Lum loves the 50 cal too. And we're going to actually, I'm going to drag him over here. I want to swap these out. I want the 50 cal in this place. So that should give us reasonable, we can control to sort of see. It's up this valley, or up this canal, or whatever this is. Here is where we'll be able to, is that better? And now let's keep them down here with the rocks. Okay, but I also want, or Lieutenant Banks is going to have, well, he's part of the half the squad that split up with the assault team, so we're not going to use him. We're going to use Sergeant Brooks's rifle squad and put him over here. And well, let's move this machine gun. He's going to come over here. We're going to move. Okay, this is. He's going to move up to here. And our assault squad's going to move over to here. Am I missing a squad somewhere? I don't think so, but not too heavy here. I want one more squad. Okay. Maybe too many machine gun units. Now we're gonna have these guys up here. Okay, so we're gonna have them here. Now we're gonna move these guys over here too. So we're going to have Sergeant Perez's group here as well. Now, what? No, you don't. You love the 50 cal, Lum. You've told me so many times you love the 50 cal. The Americans put it on everything. You think it's wonderful. Oh, that's right. Can't move it into the gray area. I keep forgetting that. Well, I'm undecided. No. I don't know. We're going to move these guys back over here. I want them over here as part of this assault. Okay, so we need to take this ridge, and that's going to be an important element. We have our mortar team here. Okay, so now we are ready to begin. Oh, yeah. Okay, so this is sort of the quote-unquote truce phase, the beginning, but now you can issue orders before this time. These guys, let's move fast to here. Okay, for some reason there's no clear path to there. There you go. Now you have a path. They're gonna fast move to there. They're gonna fast move to here. Now just to the wall here. And you guys can move to these trees. Just sort of dash everyone. Now, they put them on everything, yes. Sort of like cheese. Americans put cheese on everything. Still no armor? Not at this stage. We will get some armor later on, and it will be interesting, trust me. So I think we're ready to move out. We've got Corporal Ferguson over here with the medium machine gun to be able to put fire there if we need it. And we've spotted them there. Boom. Okay. Now, as in real life, we have a limited amount of rounds, but I think we can use some. We have 24 60mm mortar rounds, so we're going to fire some over here. Give this area some little bit of heavy hitting there. Okay, we've just now secured 3 of the 5 points to secure, which helps us in our task. Now again, though probably most of you know this, but red is, that you're seeing the flashes, is not damage as I would originally have thought, but just simply tells you the direction in which the unit is taking fire. One of the key things I've learned is to try to coordinate fire from more than one point on the enemy to overwhelm them. So these guys are observing, but they're saving ammo for some reason. Let's, well, come back here, zoom out a bit, because I want to see where they can't see terribly well. If I were to move them to here, that may be a mistake, but I think I want to do that. Fast move here, because we're putting some mortar rounds on them. Now these guys can't see anything. They've got no target. So we're going to move them. Let's see if we move them up to... Let's move them to here. You can move somewhat cautiously. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. Private Oliver, PFC Oliver, well, I didn't do private first class, I don't think, back then, but is dead. He has been hit, so we're down one guy. We're down one guy, which is a real thing. Okay. Now we're going to move these guys quickly up to here. Still not taking any fire from here. Okay, now they have shifted their position a bit, so we're going to shift our fire. So, and what are we facing currently? Can we tell this? Okay, so we're facing Italians right now. That's all it looks like we are facing, I guess. There may be Germans in... Ooh, they've just taken 2 casualties. Very good. Now, let's advance up a little bit more. I don't think we need the headquarters section to stay there, so let's get you moving over here. They're either firing at or observing the enemy here. All are the ones that we're seeing all along that canal. Now, one of my goals is not so much to win this battle, but to do it with as few as casualties as possible, but effectively win the battle. Oh, let's move just a little bit forward. Come around the flank. Okay, they have smoke, so let's see if we can put some smoke there. And some smoke there. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. Perez is dead. We've lost Perez now as well. So that is 2 down, I believe. Why aren't you actively engaging? Okay, well, maybe move a little more up there. Onto the bank a little higher. Not that I want to get you killed, but you're not fast moving. Get up to there. Bada bang, what I want you to do. Hey, thanks for following the channel. We do appreciate that. Uh-oh. Sorry. Sorry about the black screen there for the moment. Should be back. Yeah, should be back right now. So, yes, absolutely, Van Bishop. You can read about that. Obviously not the whole battle. We're looking at simply the one platoon's operation of it. And I'm being cautious because, again, I want to... Why haven't we discharged any smoke yet? Smoke. No, it takes time for them to, like, get the smoke grenade out. There we go. Uh-oh. There we go. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Adams is down, or Armstrong is down, Adams is fighting. So you guys are going to move now fast up here. Go support them, get your team supported. You guys move fast. Now, I don't know how well this would have worked, but going back to the Napoleonic tradition, they used to use a lot of, you know, musical instruments as ways of giving commands. Drummers, particularly, weren't there to just entertain the troops. They were there to give commands in a very, very noisy situation. Light infantry early on, I don't know if any countries still do it, use sort of a hunting bugle, normally long tube bugle with a loop in it. You sort of know what I mean? Sort of looped around, because they would give commands. What I would have done is used whistles, and I don't know how much any of the forces did. So to like coordinate this attack, so when you hear the whistle blow 3 times, you know, just you train everybody to know what is the assault. The assault command. Okay, so we're gonna try to coordinate this. Now we're going to move our fire here for our mortar. We have 15 rounds left. Uh-oh, we're taking more casualties. Robertson is wounded. You guys are looking the wrong way. Come up fast up here through the smoke. Uh-oh. Wow, I'm not doing well. Perez's squad is getting decimated. Hughes is dead. Stewart is unconscious, and again, Robertson is still just unconscious. Yeah, I've made some bad choices here. Okay, well, since we're making some bad choices there, let's see if we can push here, because they've got no targets. So they're going to move up. Well, they've got targets. They're looking the wrong way. Let's move them to here fast. Pick up that 50 cal and run with it, guys. I should have leveled that hill with artillery support. Well, I don't have any artillery support, and that would have been a good thing. Fighting uphill, quite literally, yes. So, I would like more artillery. Like I say, I like indirect support for my attack. Yeah, I understand why these guys are running. They got in a bad spot. Okay, we've got the one mortar coming in. We're going to adjust its firing. Well, we're going to let it remain sort of where it is. He's hiding. He's firing onto that. Good. Good, because I think that right now. Okay, they are pushing on them. Okay, good. Looks like we got the 50 cal somewhat in. Only somewhat. Uh-oh, another. Damn, I'm not doing well. Watch me get screwed up here. Fast move. Get up there. Push on the enemy. I was hoping to do this with minimal casualties. I have screwed up massively. Don't blame Lieutenant Banks. Blame me, because I'm running this show more than he is, obviously. Okay, and I should have. Damn, that was part of my mistake. Let's get this machine gun up here now. You can definitely destroy things. I've definitely seen walls blown down, you know, the stone walls leveled. I'm not sure what it takes to destroy a building. Okay, now we're shifting mortar again to here. No, I don't want so much you to target the unit. I want you to target the ground. Can't see that. Unfortunately, I am getting my teams massacred. Obviously, you don't want to be in Lieutenant Gamer's platoon. Let's see if we can save this situation. Battle complete. Damn, I wanted to get that house too. Damn. This is... Well, they're calling it a decisive victory. Okay, the battle ended because the enemy morale broke and we captured an additional objective. You have won a major victory. Casualties were light on both sides. Well, I don't consider my 5 dead as being light, and 9 wounded. The objective enemy because the enemy force was destroyed. Okay, so we destroyed their force. They lost 1 officer, 2 dead, and 19 wounded. We had 5 dead, 9 wounded. That's about double what I want to see for an attack like that. So now we're going to go next. Okay, so we can do a hasty attack, which is pushing on as soon as possible. We can do a prepared attack, a night attack, dawn attack. We're going to continue with the hasty attack. We're going to keep pushing the enemy. Primarily because I know that we have, well, that's pretty good starting conditions there. We didn't take this 1 point, so we're still on this map. We didn't move up. Okay, so get rid of these units that I got them decimated. Oh. Come up here. Let's move in. Do we have 3rd Platoon HQ somewhere? No, okay. Well, maybe we need 2nd Platoon's HQ still, because we're gonna... I want to move... Oh no, we do have 3rd Platoon HQ, yeah, so we're gonna do that. Instead, we've already been using at least a little bit of 3rd Platoon, so we're going to come down here, grab a different 60mm mortar. And this is 1st Squad, 3rd Platoon, is just how to read that. Now, we didn't take that last objective, so we're having this 2nd battle here, which I don't like. I don't think I need scout assault teams, bazookas, or snipers so much. Split off. Yeah, I like this. I think for what we're going to be facing. Yes, we have one unknown. We have 1 60mm mortar, and that's all I want to use for this fight. But I believe I swapped it out with another one. So yeah, because we're continuing this map. I didn't push off this map, unfortunately. But what this will allow us to do is hopefully destroy the enemy. Where can I put my 50 cal so it can dominate the map effectively? Okay, let's move him up to here. What does this game use? A Puerto Rican, no, it's using an American style ribbon that I'm used to seeing more in World War I for the badge, but I'm not saying it's incorrect for World War II, but it's based more off of, because as you're seeing, and it's sort of hard to go back, I guess I can't easily go back to it, but you're seeing the sort of red, black, and a little bit of white for the Iron Cross ribbon. What that is, and it's probably used for the metal, it's the metal ribbon, that the ribbon that the metal hangs off of, is what it's using for that is, I guess, sort of being confused. You're being confused with the Puerto Rican flag. Not really so much that. Let's start you in the building. Now let's move you up over here, maybe. Now let's move you more to here. And we're going to move you up to here. Because this is basically just going to be a killing mess here. We're just going to get in here and kill the enemy here. Yeah, you're fine where you're at. Let's move you to here so that you are get a little more command and control of the area. So that way we are set up a bit better. Flank with a squad on the right edge of the map seems to be below hill level. Yes, I know what you're talking about. That is... You don't think this is enough here? This is the top of the hill to the left. Yeah, maybe a little bit more here, because we have this HMG. Okay, guys. Again, I know a lot of you know all this. The heavy machine gun here is a Browning 30 caliber M1917. It is a, as you can see here, a water-cooled 30-06 machine gun. Now, the other machine guns here are a Browning 30 caliber M1919, and it is also on a tripod, lower to the ground, but is air-cooled. So it doesn't have as long an effective range. The bullets travel just as far. They have the barrel that's just as long. The reason the 1917 has longer effective range, well, it's sort of threefold. One, it generally has sights set up for longer range. Two, it's a heavier gun, so it recoils less, so it tightens up the patterns. And three, it's water cooled, so it can do sustained fire. So it's not so much that it's the 1919 can't hit the enemy out there, but it's not being very accurate because machine guns vibrate when they shoot, so they have a beaten zone, sort of like what you see here, but it's actually more elliptical. And the guns will overheat if you shoot too much, but if you have a water-cooled gun, it will be able to sustain fire, and instead of like 5-shot bursts, you're putting 10, 15-shot bursts way out there. Now, what really is an effective long-range weapon is the 50 cal, the HMG. That, and I don't know why that is not more of a support weapon. Here's just a bit of a tactical thing. That really should hopefully dominate a lot of what is in here. So, hello, Kami Kolanda. Thanks for the inputs. I just don't know that I want to move one squad too independently forward here right now. We may move them up there. It just, I've got a lot of machine guns. No, well, okay. MG42 is effectively a lousy heavy machine gun. The German philosophy, and I hope you guys are interested in this, and this is about the game because this game simulates the stuff that we're talking about. The MG42 does one really good thing, and one of the reasons it's still in use today is it had a quick change barrel. With the all these American machine guns we're talking about and the earlier MG34 do not have quick change barrels. So once you overheat the gun, basically you got to let it sit there and get cool. Heat is the biggest problem with machine guns. the MG42 had a quick change barrel. Generally, there were 2 barrels sitting right there to quick change. The Bren gun had a quick change barrel. It was set up to do that. So there are other machine guns out there that have that, but that's that's a good thing. The idea with there's 2 main reasons. Well, with the quick change barrel is one of 3. I'll go 3 main reasons why they the Germans converted to the MG42. One was the quick change barrel. 2, and the biggest reason, was ease of manufacture. You can make a lot more of them cheaper, faster, quicker than the MG34. And 3, the MG34 is a conventional machine gun in that it has a normal rate of fire. And so normally by the time the first you know about the rounds coming in, by the time the last of the rounds come in from the burst, you can be in cover. And the Germans realized this. So what the Germans tried to do with the MG42 was create, in essence, a shotgun effect. A super high cyclic rate, very fast. Very fast, not quite that fast. That's more like a Vulcan gun, but a very fast rate of fire, so that all the rounds would impact all at once in a beaten zone. And so that allows you good in this sort of tactical situation, in that you do a burst into a squad, it hits them, does damage. And then you do another burst, and then another burst. And so, especially if you're doing it out of surprise, they haven't had a chance to flop down. Very effective. That is not terribly effective for when you want a long-range machine gun, because you want to go and constantly adjust fire as you're watching the tracers impact. So as medium machine gun / heavy machine gun, I would say the 1919 is doing better. I would say even the MG34 is doing a bit better, except the lack of the heavy change or the quick change barrel. So that's sort of my read on all this. Or suppression weapons mainly. Well, not the Germans. The Germans did not think of... They thought of the MGs as the killing weapons and the rifles as suppression weapons, where the Americans thought the machine guns as a suppression and the rifles were killing. Different tactical outlooks between them. Just going through some of the chat here. The music is... Yeah, the music is good. I've been enjoying it. Northeast, yeah, these guys up here, they are a bit lonely, and I'm worried about them, quite honestly. Yeah, morale is another big impact situation with the MG42. And the Americans specifically made a movie to try to help American soldiers' morale when faced with this. Yes, well... Yes, you're right. I'll just call you Kami. The sustained fire, the MG34 was designed as a sustained fire weapon. You just have that heat and barrel problem. So, and both the 42 and 43 could have a, I think it was, a 75 round belt carrier, I want to call it. It's sort of a little drum-shaped thing that you attach. It isn't so much a drum. It is a magazine that it carries the ammo, but it isn't like spring-loaded or anything. It just, you sort of put the machine gun belt, the links in it that would allow it to be used as a light weapon. The Germans after World War I wanted a universal machine gun. The Allies generally wanted medium and light machine guns. So that we're going to begin this here, because we are here actually to play. So okay, so we have a bunch of enemy all tied up into there, as I knew they would be, and so they're sort of in a bit of a killing ground. Let's start putting mortar rounds here. Okay, they've got their first casualty. I don't think we've had any yet. Well, that squad just disappeared. I've been thinking about moving to this squad up, but right now we're just doing too well for me to risk casualties. Oh yes, yes. Machine guns are very interesting. Enemy mortars to the left. Not that I can see. There might be some, but yeah. So we're just kill zoning them. I don't. Because we're effectively destroying the enemy. This isn't just, you know, slacking off in the rear and letting somebody else do. Oh, we have one guy wounded. So I would rather achieve with limited to no casualties. Because we do, these units are follow-on use. There are, again, I will state, uh-oh, we've had two wounded here. This is a campaign game. What you do now affects future battles, and which is important. There will be chances to get replacement soldiers, so it isn't purely, you know, grind down, but it does matter to the what's coming next. Your adjusting fire a little bit. Your unit conditions. So I'm going to play as if these were real human beings to a large extent here. Yeah, thanks for following the channel. I think they're panicking, running away, or what they're doing. We've got their platoon HQ there. Added, still may be alive somewhere in there. Okay, we're going to, again, I may be overusing the mortars. Okay, battle complete for the debrief now. Decisive Allied victory. Okay, so we're going to be moving on to a new map here. The battle ended because the enemy morale broke and they were forced to retreat. You have secured all objectives in this area and the operation is over. Your casualties were lighter than expected. The operation ended because the enemy force was destroyed. Private Richardson has earned an award, Expert Marksman. Very good. So we had 2 wounded. We killed 3 and 21 enemy wounded. Again, yeah, this is a metal ribbon style, sort of like this is the Iron Cross. I'm sorry, I don't know. It's whether it's like the Bronze Star or something out there, but you can see the hints of 2 more stars there on the blue field. So we're going to move forward. Okay, so we've moved from Gala up to Piano Lupo. I'm sure I'm butchering that. Kind of looks like Puerto Rico. Yes, it does. Yeah, it looks like a World War I ribbon to me. I have not investigated it. I do have some. I collect uniforms from. Well, I've got some World War I uniforms. Got stuff into the different wars into the 1980s and whatnot in Africa and places. So I collect uniforms and things like that. So I'm somewhat familiar, but I'm not 100%. Now, okay, here, this is important to explain. We can do a hasty attack and resume attack as soon as possible. We can do a prepared attack. New plan allows for some rest, repair, but I think we're in pretty good condition. I did butcher that first group a little bit more than I'd like. We can do a night attack. Plan making a night attack will greatly reduce time for rest, reorganization. or dawn attack replacement. We're going to do a hasty because we're going to keep pushing. We've won. We're going to push into the enemy. I think we are still in good enough shape. Our own artillery and tanks are still attempting to get ashore past the traffic jam of the beach and move north through Pino Lupo. Sorry, Italians, I'm butchering this. Secure the ridgeline above the road, gaining better line of sight and field of fire. Clear out the defenders and push on towards Neskimi. Again, I'm butchering it. Okay, so here we are. We have a lot more force balance over them. But we're starting out down here. Likely we will have, or they will have, though I've not seen it. They may have been strafing us, but I didn't notice. They may have air support. We will have artillery support, which is very good. Okay, we're increasing the size of our force here, and now we have more choices for weapons with it. The Regimental Anti-Tank Company is now here, and that includes two 37mm AT guns, a 75mm artillery support and a half-track, and 105mm support and a half-track. Now, I did look some of these up. At first, I thought this was the earlier tank destroyer 75, which was used in North Africa, and that is actually uses World War I French 75mm guns mounted in them that the U.S. had left over from World War I, still in inventory, hastily put together. But these are actually the 75mm howitzer types. This is the 105mm howitzer types. I know the M9 or the T19 had a 50 caliber machine gun. Yes, Lum, if you're still there, they had a 50 caliber machine gun in here. In this game, it doesn't have one in there. I don't know why, because that would be a very effective weapon to add to it. It was mounted in the back, so it had a rear sort of firing arc. So obviously, once you're done, the problem with this is, and I did look this up, it has 8 rounds of ammunition in the 105. It's like 40 or something rounds in the 75. So that is historically accurate. We're also going to put in a 37mm anti-tank gun. Now, I don't know if any of you guys watch over on YouTube The Chieftain. He does really great tank videos. He's associated with a different gaming company, but he also has his own independent channel. Does really good talks on tanks and anti-tank type weapons, and this is where I learned some of this. One of the main requirements when developing the 37mm anti-tank gun, or developing the anti-tank gun for the U.S. infantry, the big requirement that they had was ease of use for soldiers to move the gun themselves, manhandle the gun. Enough soldiers, get behind it, move it to a new position, as opposed to being towed by trucks or tank or half tracks or other things. It was handling characteristics. And you may think, yeah, that's a good idea. But the thing was not so much on how well. What was a lower priority was how well it penetrated enemy armor. So that is a bit of a downside to this gun, that they decided to go more with handling characteristics than its ability to knock out enemy tanks. Do you have to mention every time there's something with a 50 cal on it? Yeah, I do, Lum. I love the 50 cal. Okay, so unfortunately now our 50 cal crew is down to 2 men. But we're going to keep that there. Most of the other squads look good, but we're going to add in a another mortar, another 60mm mortar. So let's come up here and look for. We have 3rd platoon, so let's continue to fill out more of 3rd platoon here. Okay, so now we have 3rd platoon. Let's give the BAR to this rifle team, so this in effect becomes another BAR team. I know there's going to be a tank out there. So let's see. Let's go with a rifle squad, and we will add a bazooka to them in essence, so make the rifle squad a little less potent, but have a bazooka as well. I don't know so much that we need an assault team, and let's see. Trying to remember. Yeah, we could do an assault team. We'll add it to a rifle. We'll add it to this rifle squad that's full strength. So it's a 3-and-3 man. So basically we're adding a submachine gun there to them. And we have one more support slot. And we're going to add in a heavy 30 cal machine gun. Yeah. Yeah, maybe this. Let's see about adding instead another M1919. I'm not sure that that's the best option we can have here, but I think it's a good one. So let's continue with this here. So yeah. Okay. Who's in charge of this? Where's there? Oh, way back here. Reynolds, Lieutenant Reynolds. Lieutenant Reynolds likes to flank the enemy. So Lieutenant Reynolds wants to have... Yeah, because he has a map of this area. So he wants to move a lot of his force up along here. So that's going to become a major axis support. But we have a lot of positions here. Now we're going to set that we want to be able to put fire up on. Let's move you guys to the other side of this wall. Get you into there. We're going to move the 50 cal over here. Put that there. We're going to move the machine gun to here. Let's see what kind of visual up the right way. A little bit. Would it be? It's probably too much out in the open up there. Get you a little more into the rocks. Now we're gonna move this team over here. And from previous experience with this battle, I know the hill here becomes a death zone. So we're going to keep units off of it. Let's move the mortar over to here. Not entirely, but mostly. Okay, we can sort of see here. Wish was a little more clear on just where you could see, where your line of sight is and where it isn't. We're going to move the bazooka team over into these woods there. Now our assault squad here. Move these guys up to here. Oh, we have more back here. Good. Okay, well. They're going to be over there. There's our other mortar. We're going to move them over a bit more like here. Don't want to be too bunched up. Oh, let's move these guys up. Oh, come on, move. There we are. Look that way, yes. Look up that way. Multiplayer. I'm not sure. I have not really looked at this. Hello, Suitor. Variable position, strange. Well, okay. The hills. If you've got a squad up on the hill and you have, say, 4 squads down low that can all shoot at that one squad, they're going to concentrate their fire on it and do a lot of devastation on it. Now, I'm intending, oh, what was Lieutenant's name here? Reynolds. I'm intending Lieutenant Reynolds to try to coordinate a move in which, at one point, squads along this ridge line here will all move up all more or less at once to put fire down into the valley and do it in a coordinated manner. And that way, you should win the firepower battle. Hello, Viper Dave. Yes. Piano Lupo, that's right. So that's what we're going to try to do. We're going to try to flank up the right side of the map here. And we're going to then secure the valley once we've done that. So I think we are ready. So we are going to, well, I'm going to just sort of add to that and save so we can come back if we wish to. Okay, so we're gonna, well, no, before we begin, we're gonna set up some movements. Now this 50 cal can, well, oh, wait a minute. Oh, okay, I want to move you right over to here because I know there's going to be some enemy up there on top of that hill. So it looks like, well, maybe even a little more. No, drag you a little bit more over here so that you can fire up on that hill. I want these 2 units to be able to put fire on top of the hill there. I want to move them fast to there. Your troops, your units, your men can get winded, so they won't function quite as well. Now let's maybe just move to this wall for you. Fast move, just get them out of the kill zone, as it were. We want to move you up to these woods. Let's move you to there. Okay. Just issuing orders. And Sergeant Norman is going to rapidly move into here. You're going to fast move into that area there. I want to take that capture point fast. And I think that's good. So we're going to begin. Now I will tell you from my playing experience, the Callion also have a small tank. So yes, there is a small tank. Now I have seen it start over in this area, and I've seen it start over in this area. So the starting positions can vary for the enemy. So so if you played it through once, it's not guaranteed to be the same thing. So you can have this, gives replayability. Okay, so we've definitely spotted the guys up on top of the hill there. Some guys way out over there.
Enemy spotted.
Somewhere the Italians have a light mountain gun that I want to try to spot as soon as I can. Okay, well, Okay, they're observing the enemy. I still have yet to spot the tank. They're firing up at the guys at the top there. Why aren't these guys firing at the top? No target. Okay, well, thought I had you in a position that can get that target. Okay, that looks maybe better. It's a fast move. Oh good, looks like we're damaging them effectively. They're using their gun against us. Have we spotted the gun? It's there somewhere. Well, now that I somewhat at least, have suppressed the top and they're firing into us there, we're going to start moving a little bit more. Yeah, I do not know the price, but you can compare it to other similar Slitherine Matrix games, I'm sure, to get an idea. Now you only have to wait a couple of days before. Okay, we're gonna push. Just move, I think, is all we need to do. Who are they? Oh, Richardson died. Our marksman expert is dead, and Franklin is unconscious. Who? I guess the guys at the top. I'm all worried about the artillery piece, and they're getting shot by machine gun fire. Okay, well, we've not spotted the enemy tank yet. I'm a little surprised. Okay, I think we can move to here. Without getting too...
Take cover!
I know you're just down to 3 minutes, but we're moving along the flank there. You guys, I guess, move your half track up there. Oh, there we are. There we are. There's an enemy artillery piece. Looks like right there. Either that or it's an anti-tank unit. But either way, well, you know, let's just murder that area with a lot of mortar rounds. That'll be our main fire support. Well, trees provide concealment. And we are currently playing the Sicilian campaign, Operation Husky. Oh shit! Banks is dead, but moving. Okay, you guys keep moving up here. Get out of like the fire zone for the mortar. And you guys also move. BAR team. That's who we're on. Yeah, no, that's... yeah. out of there. Yep, that's the Italian artillery piece out here. What gun is that? I don't know. Now, a little bit on Italy. Italy should never have entered World War II. I mean, obviously, you know, Germany shouldn't have, and I'm not just talking morally, I'm talking, you know, that they're going to lose kind of thing. Obviously, it's morally wrong to start major wars for conquest and things like that. But Italy was in a very bad place industrially at the start of the war. They should not have entered it. The Italian Infantry Division, there were Italian mountain units, most assuredly, but the Italian infantry divisions were also all designed to operate in mountains. Because if you look at Italy's geography, to the north, the Swiss, French, Austrian, Yugoslavian, and then of course Germany moves in, borders are all mountainous. Much of it, the central element of its country is mountainous. Places like Sicily and Sardinia are mountainous. So all basic units, you know, outside of like the Po River Valley and a few other places, we're going to be fighting in what would be considered mountain territory. So infantry divisions had mountain guns as a standard practice. Partially because of that, but also because mountain guns are generally cheaper than proper artillery. Somewhat cheaper to build, but where really important is that they were cheaper to make ammunition for, and so that they were lighter. And they're cheaper to transport. They don't need as many trucks or as heavy as trucks or as many horses or other beasts of burden to tow them around and tow the ammo around. So this is probably one of the Italian mountain guns that we're seeing here. Our gun is out. Okay, so our gun is out. I don't know who got it. I have not seen the enemy tank. I expect it to be here. Maybe it's not here because we've done a hasty attack. I'm not sure. We're gonna zip out of here because you're just now no longer an effective fighting force, and might as well. Okay, you guys come to here. You guys move up to here. Assault squad. Yeah, just keep you from bunching up. You come to... Oh, not that far up. Move to there. Oh, they're all broken. Okay, from the mortar attacks. Or artillery attack. You can see we're getting ready to fire. And they're at the center of it. Yep, they're getting more artillery on them. You're talking about Italy and the tech. Yeah, the Italian Navy was sort of the premier force that got the big budgets and development before World War II. So it was definitely the... I'm not saying it's like better than the French Navy or better than the Royal Navy at the time. I'm just saying they were the ones that got the big budgets. I think I have too many units on this side here. Okay, well, you move to here fast. You move to the wall. Yes, because see, we're having the mortars coming in any moment now. Maybe I should have waited a few more times. Okay, yeah, here they are. I was going to like to do my move. Boom, 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 hitting that. Very good. Okay, now you guys fast move up to here. You fast move to here. You're the assault squad. I know there's somebody there. Let's see, can we get you up to here? And you fast move to there.
Team redeployed.
No target. I think that's about it. Well, a little bit more, I guess. It looks like we pushed them off that wall. That's good. Our assault squad is having a confidence and morale loss. Well, no, you stay where you're at. Okay, you guys fast move into that building. Capture the point. We still haven't spotted their tank. And it might be because I did a hasty attack. I just didn't have time to bring the tank up, but I definitely know that in. That's an Italian bazooka team or some sort of tank killing unit. Okay, so we've got that. Okay, let's again deal with our 60mm mortars here, which we really haven't been using. Let's drop rounds here, sort of letting the see how the big mortar 81mm mortar barrage was going to work out. Let's put rounds here. No, right, no more in between them. I don't want you to target the unit. I want to target the area. Now, how are these guys seeing? A little far hill. Not much. Okay. Let's move up a little bit. Into the fight. Thank you, Suitor. I do hope we are going to do well here on the right as well as everywhere else, but it looks like they still got a mortar or something firing at me. I don't know its position. Pretty sure it took out the mountain gun, I presume it was there. Yeah, I don't need to push up anymore, I don't think. I'm just gonna keep here and let the firepower do its job. mentioning that, let's adjust point of aim over to here. They've got 19 rounds left. Moving their headquarters section over here. Maybe trying to retake the point. Okay, you guys, let's look at the... Okay, if you were to move to here, you can maybe put fire on them. Uh-oh. Both Long is wounded and Wood is dead. Wish I could see smoke or something. That's where their artillery was. Yeah, I know I could try to scout out more, but I'm sort of satisfied with being on the point there with them. Well, got another enemy down. They're down, 3 wounded there. Those are just 2 men. Well... I am going to move these guys. They don't seem to be doing much good up there. Well, it looks like it's coming from up there where that cap point is. So let's take the mortar teams, because I don't have too much more for them to do, and still have 13 rounds left. So let's fire there. And they have 14 rounds left. Yeah, they're getting close to giving up, but I want to do as much damage as right. Yes, as well as doing that with the mouse to deal with the mountain. Oh yes, no, the 3D, now you can turn on and off the ridge lines, so I like them on, the terrain lines, but you can, get down pretty well and see, I don't know if you can get a little bit more, but obviously you can move along, and so that is good. Now, I don't know how functional, okay, you keep moving up there. Physically taking of ground is in this game is only important if you actually take the cap points. So I don't know to take this cap point if it's worth greater casualties. I don't think so. If I had my half track still with the gun functioning, I would be pushing up more with it. Their command platoon running away, just lost somebody. Oh, they've taken way more heavy casualties than I like. They're doing alright, and they're firing. Oh, just inflicted another casualty, very good. as if I'm actually hitting anybody up here. I'm partially looking forward to, I know theoretically you can win this whole thing in one go, but I'm looking forward to the next version of this battle, in which I hold a lot more of these flanks and just turn this into a kill zone. Get up, rush to the new position and get in cover. They're fleeing. They're not. Well, let's... I don't know if these mortars are actually hitting anybody. 7 rounds left. Let's put a couple of rounds right in there. And battle complete. Okay. So we're going to go to the debrief. Allied major victory. Well done, Captain. The battle has ended because enemy morale broke and we captured an additional objective. You have won a major victory. Your casualties were lighter than expected. You captured more ground than expected. Very good. So we had 6 killed, 13 wounded. A bit high for my taste. I know we're going to have some. We killed 8, wounded 15 people for 23 total. And of course, 1 gun was damaged. Don't know if you quite consider wounded, but yeah. Okay, so we're still on the same map here. We're going to continue with the hasty attack. We have a lot more force balance. We have more artillery. They may have some air capacity. Okay, well. Now, well, that rifle squad of down to 2 men is not going to continue to operate. If I can get something better. I think we're going to keep the 50 cal 3-man team. Well, he may, I don't know if his gun will be working, so let's remove that. Add him. These guys are also a bit heavy on the casualties. No, I didn't want the AT gun, I want the 30 cal. Hey, thanks for following. Okay, well, see, 2nd platoon is really messed up pretty bad. Now let's add this rifle team from 3rd platoon. And now we're getting into 4th platoon, but we're still mostly 3rd platoon. So let's, not that we need these people, but we'll set up and have that. Okay. Hey Arno, how you doing? Arno, just to sort of, and I know many of you know him, he is my primary, I have more than one moderator, but he is my primary moderator on my various channels. Mentioning that, I do have a Twitch channel, which you can follow, of course, and also YouTube channel, which you can subscribe to. There's a link on the Twitch channel to it. It's gamer underscore 1745 if anybody would like to follow, subscribe, and whatnot. Okay, we're getting these mortars off the top of the mountain and down into the valley here and over behind here because we don't need them there. This is, yeah. Okay, we basically sort of have a killing zone over here. Trying to see where it would be good. Not so sure about that position, but I think if conditions are right, I will want to move to the yeah, okay, okay, up on that hill. Move and take Casa Priolo? Is that how you would pronounce that, maybe? Don't know if I'm going to try to push for that cap point, because we're mostly looking at just punishing the enemy here. Okay, I think that will be our starting points. Let's move you up to these trees. So let's begin. Yeah, my flank might be exposed, but I don't think they're going to push up on my left here. Oh, there's the medium tank, or a medium tank. That is what I would probably consider a light tank, but looks like the R-35. Let's put some mortar rounds on it. Yeah, it's an R-35. And we now are getting a okay, that's just what I needed to see. Right there, we're going to drop a lot of mortars on the enemy. Who are you shooting at? Can you? Well, maybe it's better if we don't move him up to get shot at. Fire there. Yeah, I didn't bring any bazooka teams with me this time, Arna, but would be good for that. Move these up there. So we're getting a few spotting rounds. Basically, to explain, it's been a long time since I had any training on this. Basically, you have a map. You radio back, or field telephone in these days still. Both sides use lots of field telephones. Somebody would call back to the 81 millimeter mortars and say, on map square here, we want, we want mortar fire. So then they would fire on a battery. I don't know, could be 3 or 4 mortars. So okay, so they would fire one round out of one of the mortars, and then it would land somewhere. and then they would go. Then they would adjust the fire based on, you know, did it land way over here? Was it super short? Was it, you know, sort of where was it? And so they would do, you know, if things are going reasonably well, 2 or 3 rounds to sort of zero in on the, and this is what this is all simulating, and this is sort of why I'm explaining it. So there's a few rounds coming in. So somebody would be saying, you know, a little further back, and then they got it dialed in to where it is, and then they set all the rest of the mortars to that setting because they're all sort of in a group, and so they don't want to hit one unit precisely. They want to hit an area. So it's good that they're not all in the same firing position, but they also give the same sort of, you know, azimuth and elevation settings for the mortars, and then fire for effect, and we will see that coming up here in about 25 seconds. Yes, it's, well, I don't know if you would call a 30, well, it seems to have a gun in it, so it's a 37 millimeter R35 French built. I guess the Italians bought some. And we've wounded somebody, though I don't think anybody in the tank. If a mortar round hits directly, it should be able to kill one of those things. Ooh, this guy's hitting them hard. He doesn't have many rounds left. He only has 8 rounds total. Now, I have seen them pictured with a trailer, and so I presume if they have a trailer on them, they're using. They've only got 1 HE left. They've got more ammo in the trailer than the 8 rounds in the half-track. Okay, so we're seeing the mortars hitting pretty hard up in here. Those are the 81s. Okay, let's adjust some of our 60 millimeter mortar positions. I want to, no, 60 millimeter mortar. Fire there. And here, let's see. So I don't know how good we're going to do against the tank. Yes, still the biggest kid in the block here, that tank is. Yes, smoke is very useful in this game. I'm just not so sure how, partially because of the tank. I don't have an anti-tank gun here. Well, let's try to get more of the squads in contact. Okay, guys. Oh no, this is the enemy. Okay, well, with that last shot here, let's adjust fire over to here. You guys move to there. Okay, you still have 14 rounds left. Very good. Very good. You make sure you're firing there. I just saw a mortar fly right in front of me, round fly right in front of my face. sniper over here. Let's run here, see if we can beat the sniper while the machine gun is suppressing the sniper. Looks like they're going to make it. Okay, good. Get into the building. There we go. Cap that point. Okay, let's just again readjust the mortars a bit. I think there's still more guys out here. We've got 10 rounds, so might as well use them now. Yes, thanks for following the channel, Challenger. So it looks like we'll get this in about 7 minutes. But I'm pushing up a little bit, but I'm not going to push very far. Yes, primarily meaning I don't plan on rushing to get the North Road point. Ah, there's the mortar team right there. Okay, there he is. There he is. Fire right there. 10 rounds left. Very good. So that's the thing that can really, in my opinion, mostly still hurt us. Fire. There we are. Oh, somebody got him. Some of them. Still putting some rounds in. Won't. Okay, well, that's the battle. So we can go to the debrief here. Allied decisive victory. The battle ended because the enemy morale broke and they were forced to flee. Have secured all objectives in the area. Basically because they flee, presumably our troop just secured the last one. Casualties were lighter than expected. Very good. Well, we had 3 casualties. 1 killed, 2 wounded. For officers, 2 of their officers were wounded and 6 of their soldiers and killed and 9 wounded, for a total of 17 enemy casualties. Okay, so we've got that. We're on the North Road now. Hasty attack, dawn attack, night attack. Well, so many of the units are so messed up. I think we're going to go with the dawn attack. So we're going to slow up a little bit. And I think we may be having a surprise or two, or maybe not so much for me. So inland push continues. Supporting artillery and tanks are still in the process of landing at the beachhead. So we picked up a group of 82nd Airborne paratroopers who have been fighting in this area. Since they landed the night of the invasion, they report German tanks and Panzer Grenadiers are moving southward towards our position. And have your troops dash for high ground and grab positions that are favorable for deploying anti-tank guns. Acquire and hold Abio, Priolo, and Levito at any cost. Okay, well, I don't know if at any cost, but that. Now here we are at a force imbalance favoring the enemy this time. Keep that in mind. Now, okay, we've had some reinforcement and all of the units should be resupplied. Well, we can do a medium tank. We've got that off the beach. I think we're going to go with 75 for more ammo than otherwise, I think. Because of the possibility of, or I'm sure enemy tanks. I'm going to keep the two, we have two mortars, yes. Let's see here. BAR team, rifle team. Let's add in another BAR team. Now we are. Let's create a scouting unit, scout force there, because we will be facing tanks, as Arno suggested. Bazookas would be nice. And there's going to be even more tanks, so... Oh, this rifle team... Oh, did that get split or is it just that? Small, no. Okay, good. So let's... add in another BAR team. And there we're going to put in more bazookas. I think that is a reasonably good force for what well, no, it's best we can do for the force that we're expecting to fight. So now I'm going to save this. Okay, we're going to resume, because I don't know if we're going to be able to finish this today, and if the powers that be within Slytherin want me to continue this next week, I would be happy to. If you want to see this more, you can let us know. Okay, I'm going to change this viewpoint and look this way. Now, we need to secure much of these positions as possible. So units way in the back are not what I'm looking to have. We're going to move the bazooka team over to here now, come over to here. Oh, come on, move. There we are. And we'll also move the scout team over here. Don't know how useful the anti-tank guns are going to be. Seeing they're only 37mm and they're anti-tank guns. But I think what we will do is have them move to this area here, so we don't want our mortars concentrated because of counter battery fire. We're going to rush and try to get to top of the mountain fairly quickly. Oh, come on, move. Okay. There we go. Our 50 cal, let's get that there. Okay, I think that's what we're going to do for starting positions here. And hello, Messi Nisi, I guess. So how far can you zoom in? It's fairly well detailed. Let's come over here. So, you know, we can recognize that as a half track with an artillery piece in it. I can rotate the camera around. You can see the men here, the MG team. So fairly well, all things considered. And you can see the position. There's the gunner sort of sitting down behind the machine gun with the assistant with the loader there feeding in the ammo. So that's pretty good, you know. Now, and this can be important, but sort of at the scale we're playing, I find it a little more useful, a little further out so that I can see what's going on. Okay, now we are going to do our opening moves here. So we're going to the one thing is missing in my opinion with this, oh, you're doing the wrong, is the ability to do waypoints. Might as well go fast. I would like that. I would like to be able to do waypoints. Move up to the reverse slope of the hill. Quickly get there. You also come to the reverse slope. We want to go fast for these cap points. We cap the points here. Get the bazooka team in place, get the BAR in place. Yeah, almost like miniatures. I mean, that's, these for me are what a lot of these games have done as replaced miniatures for me. Now, another, I guess, sort of Matrix product that they sell that goes way, way back to SSI. What is it? Strategic Simulations Inc. or something originally is, now I'm going down. Oh man, I always get memory blocks on these things. Oh God, I hate doing this. Because I know what it is, but it's Steel Panthers. That's it, Steel Panthers. A great, great game. It's turn-based, though you do have instead of simultaneous like this. But it is still a great game. I highly recommend it. So, Steel Panthers is, like I say, it's a turn-based. Does have squad level infantry as part of it. We'll move you right to there. I would love to play some of that for you sometime, whether on Slitherine or on my channel, but it is a great game. So we're going to move the tank. Don't want to go too far. Let's move the tank a little more over here. And we're going to move the anti-tank gun right up to here. Well, let's just move it. Don't get them too tired out pushing the gun. Steel Panthers, yes. You'll find it on the Matrix site. It's really good. Now, like I say, it's turn-based. I mean, I hope they're not upset that I'm pushing another one of their games as opposed to this one, which I am showing off. But it does have opportunity fire, so if you're taking your turn and you're moving your tanks into like a field of fire of another, anti-tank gun, it will get the chance to shoot at you. But it is, your turn, their turn, your turn, their turn. And it's also, it's the game that got me off of, I used to play Micro Armor and HO Armor as a kid, long ago, way back into the 1970s. I've been playing miniature tank warfare, so sort of the replacement for me on that. Steel Panthers? No, I think it's Steel Panthers. Oh, Heroes of Normandy. That's another fun game. It's a fast pace. It's not a real attempt to be realistic like this is an attempt at that. I don't know Devil's Pig Dev at all, but I do know the game. Heroes of Normandy. I really like the theme of the game. Okay, tanks. Well, and maybe it's going back to my miniature days, but I do like the ability to pause as opposed to, and give orders as opposed to some other real-time strategy games that you can't. God of War, yeah. Okay, so we've secured the one cap point there ourselves. Okay, that I believe is a half track up there from playing this scenario earlier. Yep. And that I think will be a Panzer III. Okay, you guys keep moving here. You keep moving fast to there. Oh, you don't think there's a clear path? Fast move. Okay, guys, you come, you dash to here, and you dash to here. Okay, Scout, you come up to here fast. Get there. Bazooka team, get there. BAR team, you get to the wall behind them. Behind the forest. You can come up to this tree. Okay, now what can this see? Not a whole lot, but that could see a little better. So let's move to here. Get there and get set up. You stay on the reverse slope, you stay on the reverse slope, you move to this group of trees. Fuel management, no. Ammo, most assuredly. My mortars that are sitting back here, they've got 24 rounds. If there's sort of a hasty follow, because this is a campaign, it's like a second battle, hasty follow on, I may not get resupplied on more mortar ammunition. Should learn how to speak better if I'm going to do this. So there's definitely, and as you can see, and then this guy with the M1 carbine, he has 75 rounds of ball ammunition. The mortar has 24 rounds of HE. He has 21 rounds of 45 caliber ACP ball, so we can see that the ammo is a situation here. So you don't just get to shoot and have no consequences for that. So you guys rush to there. Keep going. I know you're winded. And you also condition of troops: winded, healthy, wounded, wounded unconscious. Oh, you guys can just move. Okay, let's... no, I think we're going to keep our Sherman. Our M4A1 medium tank. There. Okay.
Area secure. Enemy spotted in position. Completed. Team redeployed. Get me out of here. Redeployed.
Absolutely. And it's not, like we can see here, it's not the unit. Uh-oh, Curtis is dead. Damn, Curtis is dead. And Moss is panicked, but he is setting up his MG here. We're going to pull these guys off the hill. Or down out of here if we can, because we got the armor down there is maybe what's panicking them. Let's move this scout right to... No, I want the scout. There. Move up to there. Okay, now we've more or less taken the objectives we need to take, and they need to counterattack us. So we're going to let this develop. Okay, they're taking casualties. Very good. We've already, of course, taken some. But now, are we hearing it? See, that I think we are hearing is a MG42. We were talking about the machine gun types earlier. So that is doing well. We're holding out in this building here. Got a bazooka. And also, for those of you who don't know, the blue arc is sort of the arc in which they are prepared to deal with an attack from. So we can specify a 360 degree if we want them to, say, look in the rear. I, of course, want them to just look that way, but you can specify their play and fire arc. Uh-oh, we're taking casualties. He's hiding. Oh, we've got hit by something a lot heavier.
I can't take it.
Now, we have artillery and mortars. I think we're going to... It's a bit early, but I think we're going to use... It's going to take a little while for it to come in here. We're going to use our mortar barrage there. Partially because we just had that happen. They get pushed out of there, and I want to be able to hold that building. That is, yes, a Panzer IIIN. The Panzer IIIN is the last version of the Panzer III that was made. It has a short barrel, the same barrel as the early 75mm guns on the Panzer IV. But it's now an effective weapon because it has a hollow charged shell and can, at the right ranges, or if hit here, can knock out the Sherman. Not saying will, but it is possible to do so. Where this is a SDKFZ, the 250. I keep mixing up the 250 or the 251, but it is the Stroke 10, which has the 37mm gun. Hey, thanks for following, everyone who hasn't already. You can follow us here. You can also, let me just pause this here. Paste. Follow me on Twitch as well. And on my Twitch page, there is a link to my YouTube channel, which many more great Slitherine games are featured there. We're doing some close fighting. Oh, and I don't know if we're... we're just... Oh, no, they took the casualty. This game does do, because in my earlier playthrough before, because I did test this out to try to do well for you guys, I was holding this building and the Germans assaulted it, and I was wondering what this sort of kind of, or some sort of sound, and it was like knife slashing. So they were in like bayonet and knife range. So this will do bayonet and knife range level. Hey, frog leggers, you're here. Good to have you here. So this game does simulate down to that. No, I know we're slightly late, but I'm going to give it a few more moments here. Because there's something that's sort of, well, okay, our mortars are coming in. Mortar barrage is coming in here. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, while that mortar barrage is doing, we're going to rush this fire team into the building. Make sure we're holding that with well, if we can take out that half track there, it wouldn't be a waste of the mortar barrage, for sure. And okay, they've reported they're in position now. Now squads don't really have radios. We see the 50 cal here having a radio. The platoon HQ would have a radio up to a higher level. No, maybe the tanks radios would talk to the platoon or company commander's radio. This is sort of what I was waiting for, that I was expecting to come and see. Tigers, anyone? We've got a Tiger. My M4A1 Sherman. Oh, it could probably penetrate the side and definitely the rear of the Tiger, but it isn't going to penetrate the frontal armor effectively. So we have to watch for that there, and it's now sort of guarding that point. And we do have some bazooka teams, but I'm not going to be stupid enough to run them across the open to try to knock that out. So they're sort of somewhat of a defensive situation here. We're holding, as you can see up here at the top, enough points to call this a win if we can hold all these points, but with that Tiger, we're far from sure. And I don't know whether the Germans are getting more stuff coming onto the map, or they've just all been sitting back here and are out there. And I'm very sure this 37mm anti-tank gun, as I was talking earlier, the U.S. infantry, which was in charge of the developing of the anti-tank gun, as opposed to the armor corps, or the cavalry, or the artillery. It was the infantry. They were demanding an easily manhandleable weapon. How close can... Oh, people keep asking. Sorry, let's just zoom in, and we'll zoom in and see if we can on the Tiger here. So, okay, well, the Tiger's sort of behind the trees. We can see the men in the building and sort of highlight them. We can see this MG team. So he's laying prone now. Earlier we saw the same type of MG team with the guy sitting behind the MG with the assistant loader sort of kneeling more. Now here they're all prone, so we can see that they're prone and taking cover. This squad is hanging out behind this wall. This bazooka team, one guy's up, one guy's back. They've got 5 rounds. And this scouting team up here, 3-man scouting, they're all, well, one's kneeling, 2 are laying down in the trees trying to watch without getting spotted and keeping us informed what's going on. And so, you know, that all does matter to setting up. Hello, I'm online. The 3rd, in 2 more days it should be out. Yes, and thanks for following. So yeah, so that is our today's look at Close Combat: The Bloody First. Again, it focuses. You can play it from the German perspective. There are random battles and other things as well, but this is a campaign game based on the career of the 1st Infantry Division, the Big Red One. I would highly recommend watching the movie The Big Red One, starring Lee Marvin and Mark Hamill, famous from Star Wars, of course. One of the few other roles that he did well in. Very good movie that covers through this. So if you want to check that movie out sometime. Yeah. Yeah, you play the campaign from the German perspective. That kind of thing. I have not played much from the German perspective. I mean, I've started up and messed with it a bit, but I haven't played through multiple battles. So, but that is very doable. So you can do that, and like I say, it's coming out. Again, if you haven't already, you can follow the channel, the Slitherine channel here. We would all love that. And I'll just post again my link to my Twitch channel. And on my Twitch channel, you can get to the page, scroll down, and get a link to my YouTube channel. We'll be posting this and other videos over there. And our time is up today. I sort of like the 3-hour format that they had me doing before, but now it's down to 2 hours. Things are sort of shifting and changing, but you can let them know because we have a good audience here that's built up. And of course, you can let them know that you appreciate that I've shown you the game. That's very good. So I want to thank you all for being here. Like I say, it's coming out on the 3rd, and I'll see you hopefully next week.